So, moving on. Silver Surfer Ghostlight. If Silver Surfer Rebirth is everything that was great about Silver Surfer Ghostlight captures none of that. Just absolutely none of it. I cannot recommend this series. I don't think there's been a series that I've covered yet. No, I haven't covered many. That is true on this channel yet. But I usually will find a silver lining, something that I really like about it, you know? And I'll say that maybe, well, I didn't love it, you should go check it out, but I just can't recommend this series. But I still want to talk about it, because for people that liked it and people that loved it, you can let me know down below in the comments why you did. But I just want to tell you about why I personally didn't like it. Maybe some of the things that I say that I didn't like, you'd be like, oh, actually, that sounds good. I mean, different strokes for different folks. Something that doesn't appeal to me might appeal to you. So let's go over this. What gets me is that it feels like the writers of this series, of Silver Surfer Ghostlight, just like didn't understand Silver Surfer, didn't understand why people read Silver Surfer comics. Like I said with Silver Surfer Rebirth, that I read Silver Surfer comics to escape my world, to escape this reality, to like go out in space and to see the majesticness of space, the beauty of space, and the grandeur of space. And this all deals on Earth, which can be fine, but it's all kind of like very mundane, which is not why I read Silver Surfer. I don't read Silver Surfer for the mundane. Okay, I mean, it's all right to go into characters and backstory, and you want to develop characters. I get that, but it's dealing with characters I didn't really care about in just a normal everyday kind of setting. So that's just, to me, that's not appealing. Now, basically, this just all feels like one big kind of way to pull people in to showcase Ghostlight as a new character and maybe get people interested, like if he has a new series coming out. Like, it should have been called Ghostlight featuring Silver Surfer instead of Silver Surfer Ghostlight, because Silver Surfer really isn't even in it that much. Now, which would have been fine if Ghostlight was an interesting character, but Ghostlight is kind of pretty boring. I just did not find this character fascinating at all. It also would have been all right if Silver Surfer was fun and interesting, but like none of that was in here. Like Silver Surfer didn't there wasn't enough Silver Surfer or good Silver Surfer to pull me in, and then Ghostlight wasn't interesting enough to pull me in either. So it was just it was really tough to get into because it's a very normal storyline, and that's, like I said, that's not why I read Silver Surfer. And the artwork does not do it any favors either. I feel like they were trying to go for so Ghostlight is based off of Al Harper. And Al Harper is a character that was in like the first Silver Surfer series. Spoiler alert, he died in that series. And so, I've read a lot of Silver Surfer, and like Al Harper has never come up once. Maybe he has, but like he's just not been a memorable character if Silver Surfer has ever talked about him. So I don't know why they brought him back. I mean, maybe like I haven't read the first Silver Surfer, so maybe early Silver Surfer he's a character that people are really familiar with, that have read the earlier Silver Surfer comic books, but I have not. I really mainly read volume 3 of Silver Surfer in like the 80s and the 90s, and he just wasn't really in there. But back to the artwork, they kind of felt like they were trying to go old school with this, like minimalistic, but it just looked weird. Like Silver Surfer looked just kind of like an outline of a character, and then they colored him in with silver ink. It looked like I could draw him, and I'm a terrible artist, like, probably the worst artist out there. I can barely do a stick figure. It didn't pull me in. Let me just say that much, that the artwork did not, like, great artwork will suck me in. Bad artwork will just kind of pull me out of it. And if it's just okay, then I just don't notice it, and then it's fine. Then it's more about the story. For me, I mainly read comic books for the story, and the artwork is just, it is what it is. Hopefully, it just doesn't pull away my focus, and that's what this one did. It pulled away my focus. Not only does the Silver Surfer look weird, he just looks plain and dull, which is not what he should look like. He should look like majestic and powerful. And when he uses his powers, they look like a really bad light show, kind of. Doesn't look powerful at all. Not like how he does when in Silver Surfer Rebirth. He looks powerful there. But in this one, no, not so much. Now, maybe the artists were trying to go for an old school look for Silver Surfer and like kind of go more with how he was back in the day, but I don't know. It wasn't working, whatever they were trying. Now, some of the highlights of the series, and there aren't many, there was a really nice moment between Silver Surfer and Al Harper's mom, which, isn't going to make me run out and buy a comic book. And I don't know if it's going to make you all run out and buy this series if I said that, I want to see that moment between Silver Surfer and Al Harper's mom. That's going to be amazing. But trying to find silver linings here and talk about things that I did like. It was a tough read, too. I got through Silver Surfer Rebirth all in one read, and this, it took me, it was still 5 issues. It took me several days, maybe a couple weeks, because I wasn't like rushing back to get to read this. I'm like, but I want to read it. I want to give it a chance. And I did. And yeah, so I can at least say that I gave it a chance. I guess the best thing about this is the Stranger. He's the villain in it. And I found him actually quite interesting. I didn't know much about the Stranger going into this, a bunch about his backstory, his history, and this kind of goes into that. And I just found him to be kind of like a very fascinating character. Even if I don't understand everything that's going on with him, I still thought he was fascinating. So another thing that was weird about this is the final issue, it seems to jump around a lot. And it was kind of hard to follow the story because of that. Several times I checked the pages. I had to like go back and like, did I miss something? Are the pages stuck together, or did I just like zone out? Because like, how sometimes, at least for me, sometimes I'll read something and you'll be like, oh crap, I had zoned out. I need to go back and reread the last 2 pages because I just completely zoned out during that. Usually it'll happen when I was reading books for like school or something like that. It wasn't something that I was interested in. Rarely will it happen when it's something that I'm interested in. But so I checked anyways. I'm just like, maybe I missed something. Maybe I just like, there was some context here that I glossed over, but no, it was not. It was just like the story just jumped around and it was confusing and hard to follow. More than once it jumped in the story and someone was finishing a sentence. And I had to look back to see if I missed the first part of their sentence, but I didn't. That's just the way it was written, which I think is weird. It's like maybe like they just had unfinished pages that they forgot to publish with this series. So sadly, again, I can't recommend this series. In fact, my recommendation is to avoid it. I wouldn't even if you love Silver Surfer, especially if you love Silver Surfer, I wouldn't read it. It's sad, I would like to see new characters in the Marvel universe, and always inject new blood, new life into it. But maybe Ghostlight can come back, and maybe in another series or like as a guest character in a series, and like another Silver Surfer series, like with less focus on him. Maybe like then maybe there's hope for him. But it's just not off to a great start, unfortunately. Thanks so much for watching and listening. You can check out the full podcast where I talk about all 3 Silver Surfer issues down below in the description of this video, either on Spotify or any of the other places you check out podcasts.